This is Carm's first capital campaign in more than 15 years. It's not about maintenance and efficiencies. Those are the things that we do every single day. But this is about completely redoing our entire facility so that it more reflects the transitional ministry that's been developing over the last couple of years. It's time for the building to catch up with the amazing things that are happening at Carm. Our board has prayed about it. Our staff has prayed about it. We believe this is what God has called us to right now. This is Crossroads Welcome Center, the one place where anyone in Knoxville who's homeless can come and be met with overwhelming hospitality and immediate access to all the services they might need in order to move out of their homeless condition and get on the pathway to full restoration. Triage, intake, assessment, referral, and monitoring, those things that are absolutely necessary to move a person from point A to point B and give them a new opportunity. But not just Carm. We invited other agencies to come in and set up shop so that they could have immediate access to those in need, and those in need could immediately access the resources so desperately needed. When we first designed Crossroads, we thought we were going to be serving about 75 people in a day. But in just a few minutes, the more than 200 who come through here every single day will be coming inside to access those services. Because we never designed this room to do what it does today, it's time for us to do the complete makeover and to turn Crossroads into the place we always intended it to be.
Okay, and guys, that's the best way to live our life, is to live for Jesus Christ.
That's exactly right. You know, a number of years ago at Carm, we realized that we were missing some significant opportunities to have a more profound impact on people's lives. Launch Point was born out of that. And over the course of 30 days, a person has an opportunity to develop a plan for their life and with the support of a mentor and a coach, begin to live out that plan. It's time now to change this room from what it once was to what it can be, where learning can flourish and lives can bloom.
When I first came to Carm, I was jobless, homeless, and hopeless.
I was kind of feeling doomed, as if I didn't have any direction. With the help of Carm and Launch Point, Crossroads, I've moved forward, and now I've got the direction I need. I've got the resources I need. I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited to face life now.
We know that meaningful relationships and healthy engagement are absolutely essential to helping someone who's been homeless overcome that homelessness, but even more, find true restoration. Our ministry model has always been one of responding to large groups, but over the last couple of years we've shifted towards intentional relationship building. We began that in Hope Haven, our women's overnight shelter, about 2 years ago, and the results have been nothing less than astounding. It's now time to do that in Samaritan's Place, our men's overnight shelter, where more than 200 men spend the night every single night. And so now it's time to transform this space from what it is to something that just exudes peace, that displays welcome biblical hospitality, a place where truly rescue plus relationships can lead to restoration.
I'm very grateful for being here in this place.
It's certainly better than sleeping under the bridge.
The guys that come here, including myself, you know, we've been on a long journey in our life. We're not exactly where we want to be at life. It's hard to go through what we're going through when we're not able to be rested very well or we're stressed out.
It gave me a place to come when I was released from prison. And I came here and had a place to go rather than going back to the streets, which would have probably sent me back to prison.
Carm is the place where anyone in need on the streets can come and find the help they need. Men, women, women with children, and families. Carm is totally committed to keeping two-parent families together, and unfortunately right now we're not able to do that in this dormitory-style location. You can see there's no room for privacy here, and so we're able to bring women and children in, but what that means sometimes is having to separate husbands from their families. We've got to relocate New Life Inn so that women with children and families can have a better opportunity to get the new start in life they so desperately need.
I'm grateful to have this shelter available to me because God only knows where I would be.
The stressful part for mothers when they're staying here is that this is a shared space. Which means that if a child is sick and up crying all night, then everybody's awake. Sometimes it's hard for them to be able to cope with that in a shared environment. There's not really confidentiality. Everybody knows what's going on with everybody else, and so that can be really hard.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Serenity originally began as Serenity Shelter, a place dedicated to helping women who are fleeing domestic violence. Today, Serenity serves any woman who's trying to get off the streets regardless of the need. They're setting the trend in how we move forward in ministry, building intentional relationships. It's not only a place where women can come and get off the streets, but they can find the hope that's found in Jesus and the opportunity to have a brand new life.
Some of the ladies here at Serenity have been victims of abuse, and so being in the close quarters, it's kind of makes them nervous. It just kind of triggers them back to an unpleasant experience that they've had before.
The new family shelter would allow women like me at Serenity to transition back into the world, not just for me, but for the many women after me who will come through this program and through the shelter to be able to reunite with their kids. I've got 2 new great reasons to. These are my girls, and I've been reunited.
You've had an opportunity to hear the stories of those that are living at New Life Inn over on our main campus. You've heard how grateful they are for the opportunity to be off the streets, and you've also had an opportunity to hear how stressful it can be living in that environment. So right here on this property would be one place where a family in need can get an emergency response, as well as get the long-term support and assistance and housing they need in order to not only get off the streets, but to make the kind of changes necessary that will give them the new life they so desperately want and need and deserve.